It began like any other flight, a routine departure from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, a journey that thousands had made before, filled with the quiet anticipation of travel and the promise of new destinations. On board were 239 people, men, women, children, families, and crew, each with their own stories, dreams, and plans for the future. The night was clear, the Boeing 777 state-of-the-art, trusted by pilots and passengers alike for its reliability and advanced technology. Everything was normal, routine announcements, seatbelts fastened, a calm cabin, until, in an instant, it wasn't. Suddenly, the plane vanished from civilian radar screens, leaving behind only confusion and disbelief. March 8, 2014. A date now synonymous with one of aviation's greatest and most haunting mysteries, a day that would change countless lives forever. Air traffic controllers tried desperately to make contact, their voices echoing into the void, but were met with only silence. Initial theories pointed to a catastrophic accident, a sudden disaster that left no time for a distress call. But as hours turned into days, military radar and satellite data revealed a shocking twist. The plane had turned back, flying for hours into the vast emptiness of the Indian Ocean, far from its intended path. The world watched in disbelief as the largest search in aviation history began, with ships and aircraft scouring a vast, shifting area defined only by faint satellite handshakes. The last whispers of the missing jet. Years passed, and millions were spent, but the ocean kept its secrets. Not a single trace of the main wreckage was found, only fragments and questions. For the families, it was the start of an agonizing limbo, caught between hope and despair, clinging to memories and the faintest possibility of answers. Every false lead was another heartbreak, every rumor a cruel reminder of their loss. Each unanswered question deepened the pain, as the world moved on, but their grief remained. How could a modern jet simply vanish, leaving only silence, sorrow, and a mystery that continues to haunt the world to this day? In an era of constant connectivity, MH370's disappearance felt impossible. The world had grown used to tracking flights in real time, with every movement logged and every signal monitored. Yet, on March 8, 2014, a modern jetliner carrying 239 people simply vanished, defying all expectations and shaking our faith in technology. The flight took off at 12:41 a.m. from Kuala Lumpur, bound for Beijing. For 40 minutes, all was routine. Passengers settled in, the crew performed their checks, and the plane climbed steadily into the night sky. Then, as it crossed into Vietnamese airspace, the cockpit's final words crackled over the radio. "Good night, Malaysian 370. It was a standard sign-off, but it would be the last anyone ever heard from the flight. Moments later, the transponder was switched off. The plane vanished from radar. Air traffic controllers were left confused, unable to contact the crew or track the aircraft's position. Military screens tracked it, making a sharp, deliberate turn back over Malaysia, flying on for hours as a ghost in the sky. The plane's movement suggested intention, not accident, deepening the mystery. Only a series of automated satellite pings revealed it kept flying until fuel ran out, leading investigators to the remote southern Indian Ocean. These faint signals were the only clues left, painting a haunting picture of the flight's final hours. The search, led by Australia, mapped 120,000 square kilometers of seabed, no trace of the plane. Ships and submarines scoured the depths, but the ocean kept its secrets well hidden. In 2018, the official search ended, leaving only theories: mechanical failure, hijacking, or a deliberate act. Each possibility raised more questions than answers, fueling endless debate and speculation. The captain's home flight simulator, which showed a similar route into the Southern Ocean, added a chilling twist. Was it a coincidence or a clue to a deeper plan? But without the wreckage or black boxes, all remained speculation. The answers, if they exist, are locked away in the deep. The truth lay somewhere deep beneath the waves, hidden by darkness and time, just out of reach. The world was left with questions, and a mystery that refused to die. Families, investigators, and the public still search for answers, hoping that one day, the silence will be broken. For years, the trail was cold, until Richard Godfrey had a breakthrough. He turned to the WSPR network, a global web of weak radio signals tracked by amateur radio enthusiasts. Godfrey theorized that MH370, as a massive metal object, would have disturbed these signals, leaving a hidden trail. He sifted through hundreds of thousands of records, cross-referencing WSPR anomalies with satellite data and weather. Gradually, a path emerged. Over 130 anomalies matched the suspected flight path. The plane had left invisible breadcrumbs across the sky, tracked for hours as it flew south. Godfrey's analysis pinpointed a potential crash site just outside the original search zone, west of Perth. This new location explained why previous searches found nothing. For the first time in years, there was a credible, data-backed lead. The ghost flight had finally left a clue. Hope was rekindled. The search for answers had a new direction. While Godfrey traced radio waves, Dr. Usama Qadri listened for echoes from the deep. He analyzed data from underwater microphones designed to detect nuclear tests, searching for the sound of MH370's impact. At Cape Leeuwin, a single 6-second signal stood out, recorded 33 minutes after the plane's last satellite ping. The timing and energy matched what you'd expect from a large object hitting the ocean. The signal's direction pointed to the same region as the satellite data. It wasn't picked up by a more distant station, likely due to underwater mountains blocking the sound. This clue, while not definitive, narrowed the possible crash site. Independent science, different methods, same dark corner of the Indian Ocean. The puzzle was coming together. The ocean had whispered a possible answer. The first confirmed MH370 debris didn't come from the deep sea. It washed up on distant windswept shores, thousands of miles from where the plane vanished. These fragments, battered by the ocean, carried with them silent witnesses to their journey. A wing flaperon found on Reunion Island in 2015, along with other scattered fragments, confirmed the plane's tragic fate. But while these pieces told us that MH370 had met its end, they offered no clear answer about where the aircraft had gone down. Enter the barnacles, tiny, resilient creatures clinging to the debris, often overlooked by most investigators. But not by Dr. Gregory Herbert, a scientist who saw in them a unique opportunity. Barnacles build their shells in layers, much like tree rings, with each layer recording the water temperature at the time it formed. These layers become a living archive of the barnacle's environment. By carefully analyzing these microscopic layers, scientists realized they could reconstruct the debris' journey across the vast Indian Ocean, tracing its path through changing waters. Dr. Herbert's team matched the chemical signatures in barnacle shells to historical ocean temperature records, allowing them to trace the debris' drift path backward in time, step by step. This innovative approach offered a groundbreaking way to narrow the search area, using biology as a guide where technology had struggled. By matching barnacle data with sophisticated ocean current models, scientists could test potential crash sites and eliminate unlikely regions, refining their search. If the temperature record from the barnacles fit a specific ocean path, it became a strong candidate for the plane's final location. Nature itself was providing clues, hidden in the shells of these tiny ocean travelers, waiting to be decoded. The barnacles' secret story added another crucial piece to the puzzle, bringing hope to a search that had long seemed impossible. Thanks to these unlikely detectives, the search area was shrinking, and the mystery of MH370 was one step closer to being solved. For years, the search for MH370 was a patchwork of clues, satellite pings, debris, theories. Now, technology and AI are weaving these threads into a single tapestry. Richard Godfrey's WSPR data, Dr. Qadri's hydroacoustic signal, and Dr. Herbert's barnacle analysis each offered a piece of the puzzle. Professor Simon Maskell's team at Liverpool is using AI to combine all the evidence, running millions of simulations to find the most probable crash site. The result? A dramatically narrowed search area around 29° S, 100° E. For the first time, the ghost flight, the crash sound, and the debris journey all point to the same spot. This synthesis is the real breakthrough. The AI hasn't found the plane, but it's drawn a treasure map. The mystery is now a solvable problem. The world has a clear target. Behind the science lies a human tragedy. 239 people lost, families trapped in a decade of uncertainty. Every birthday, every anniversary, is a painful reminder of unanswered questions. The families have fought to keep the search alive, forming a community bound by loss. The lack of information has been the hardest part, haunted by visions of their loved ones' final moments. Endless speculation and conspiracy theories have only deepened their pain. All they want is the truth, no matter how hard it is to hear. The new breakthroughs offer hope, a real chance to find answers. For the families, it's not about remains, but about recovering the truth. Finding the wreckage means finally being able to say goodbye. Healing can only begin with answers. Finding MH370 is more than solving a mystery. It's a moral imperative. The families deserve closure. The world needs answers. Only the black boxes can reveal what happened in the final hours. Without them, aviation safety remains compromised. The disappearance exposed vulnerabilities in global tracking and security. The black boxes hold the objective truth, free from speculation. The new evidence gives us a tangible search area. Resuming the search is now a targeted mission, not a wild goose chase. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of answers. Finding MH370 would bring peace to families and make flying safer for all. The search must continue, because the truth is worth finding. As of August 29, 2025, the world stands on the brink of a new search for MH370. Breakthroughs in technology and science have transformed the hunt from a shot in the dark to a focused mission. Ocean Infinity, armed with advanced underwater vehicles, is ready to search the new target area. New aviation rules now require real-time tracking, ensuring this tragedy can't be repeated. MH370's legacy is already making skies safer, but the final lesson awaits. The convergence of data has illuminated a path forward. For the families, for aviation, for the 239 lost souls, the time has come to finish the search. The world waits for the news it has hoped for, that MH370 has finally been found. The long silence may soon be broken.